Good morning to my dear all students. Welcome to all online classes. I am Kanu going to teach class 6 social studies. We know before the class 6 you all read the class 5 environmental studies, and from the environmental studies you all learn about of the environment. But today we are going to read about the social study because in class 6, from the class 6 we read the social science. And the word social studies, it means when we learn something about of the society, about of the human beings, their living, their style, way of the languages, religions, environment, physical features of the earth, our all the backgrounds, then we read in the social studies. The social studies, there's a divided into three parts. They're known as the first, history. Second, known as the geography. And third, that's called as the political science. And from your book, in the political science, that's called as the civics. So after that, when we start our beginning class in class 6 SST, first I wanted to give you the introductions of the social science. History. First we're going to read about the history. All my dear students, what is history? History is the study of the past events. When we learn something about our past people, just like their languages, their living styles, how did they pass their times, everything that we learn in the history books. So in these history books, we follow the ancient times, ancient period, their way of the languages, way of the living things. Just like I'm just giving you one of the example in one of the Indus Valley civilizations. From the history, Indus Valley civilization stand the higher position in our Indian society. All my dear students, the history Indus Valley civilization had divided into two kinds, Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. And the Harappa and Mohenjo-daro had the big cities, and they fast to planning their all the works. So this history has divided into two parts, hitch and story. It means we learn the story about of the past people. That's called as the history. And the father of the history is called as the Herodotus, who explains so many things to us about the history, about of the past people, about of the past things. It means about a British India Company when beginning in our India in the year of 1907 after death of Aurangzeb, and beginning to his works, to his rule in our India in 1940. That study is also known as the history. When Mahatma Gandhi began the so many organizations, so many awareness towards the India, that's called also the history. So the father of the history is called the Herodotus, who explained the word of history. Second point, now we are going to come towards the geography. The study of the physical feature of the earth is called as the geography. It means we learn something about our environment. What is environment? Where we live, all the surrounding us. Just like that book, they also called environment. The river, environment. Sea, environment. Mountain, environment. It means anything that we look in front of us and our all the surrounding is called as the environment. So that the geography will learn the physical feature of the earth. The some examples of physical feature of the earth are called as the plain, mountains, plateau, deserts, etc. So in this geography, the word geography has divided into two parts, geo plus graphy. Geo plus graphy. The word geo means earth and the word graphy means picture. It means when we study the picture of the earth is called as the geography. The father of the geography is called as the Arthosnes, who explain all the matter of the physical features in front of our nations. That's called as the geography. And after that, that's called we read the word of political science. Political science is the study of the state as a craft. It means in our political science, the word of politics, way of the election, all the political parties, their campaignings, democracy, diversity in India, everything. Then we study in the political science. The father of the political science is known as the Aristotle, who explained political science is called as a social science. It means that's used by the social human beings. So that, my dear all students, before we learn about our social studies book, their topic and their everything, first we have to know about of the history, about of the geography, and about of the political science. And after that, when we read about of the history, geography, political science, after that we come to our topics. Just you understand or not? Again, I'm just explaining that the father of the history is known as the who? Herodotus. Geography, Arthaschines, and the political science, Aristotle, who explained everything. Just we are going to study the some points from the political science first chapter class 6. That's called as the diversity in India. You all know India is a vast country. India is a big country. India stands the 7th position in our world for its area. India stands the 2nd position in our earth for its populations. So you know, my dear all students, the diversity in India, they explain all the background of the Indian nations. First, I want to explain you that India is a diverse country because for the very often popular countries. India has no any official religions. India has lived all the religious people. Just like the Hindu, Muslim, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, etc. and Christianity also. All kind of religions people, they are living in our India. In this, India has so many languages, just around 1400 languages are there, but 29 individual languages available here. Just like that, India has all the backgrounds, the geographics, all the background, like the languages. India has a vast amount of people, their living styles, their way of the livings, their all the surprising works, occupations, etc. So, from the diversity in India, first I wanted to explain you that the geographical condition of the India. From geographical conditions in our India, from geographical conditions has available all the physical feature of the earth, just like the plains where we live, and planting plants and agricultural works is called as the plains. Just so many slopes are available here. That's called as the mountains. Mountains are available the huge amount of stones. But you know, other than plateau, just like the mountain, but this has only the soil. Like the ocean, India has one of the ocean that's called as the Indian Ocean. Just I'm going to draw one of the picture of the eastern, western, and southern part of the Indian countries. From the ocean, the Indian Ocean lies the southern part of the India. In the eastern part have lies the Bay of Bengal, and from the western part have lies the Arabian Sea. You know, in India has the huge and high amount of mountain that's called as the Himalaya mountain. India has available one of the deserts that's known as the third desert that lies in the Rajasthan state. India has available so many plateau in the internal part of the Indian nations. India has all everything. So in the geographical condition, India stayed the good and first position in our world. Secondly, we are going to read about the languages. Before some minutes, I was telling you that from the language, India has 29 official languages. Sorry, 29 individual languages and 22 official languages. From the 22 official languages, Hindi is the national language of India. Our Indian constitutions have given the power to all the state that just they have to be used their own language as their official language. Just like I will give you an example. From the Punjab, they use the Punjabi. From the West Bengal, they use the Bengali. From the Odisha, they use the Odia. In this way, they use their own languages. But in our nations, Hindi is our national language. But any kind of topics, applications, any kind of form, they also use the English language in our Indian nations. So from the languages also, India never have to be determined that to any languages. India followed every language in our world. After that language, we are going to read about our festivals. We know in a year, every month we celebrate so many festivals in our earth. Am I right? So the festival has divided into three kinds. How many kinds? Three kinds. Just one is known as your religious festival. Second one known as harvest festival, and third one known as the national festivals. First, I wanted to give you the example of the religious festival. So any festival that is celebrated through the religion is called as the religious festivals. Just like that, from the Hindu religion, we celebrated Holi, Diwali. From the Muslim religion, celebrated Eid al-Fitr, Ramjan. From Christmas religions, we celebrated Christmas, Good Friday. From the Buddhism, Buddha Purnima. From Jainism, Sikhism, just like that, we celebrated so many religious festivals in our India. After religious festivals, I want to give you the definition, give you the information about of the harvest festivals. Any festivals that we celebrated after the cutting of the and harvesting of the plants in our India is called the harvest festival. Just like the Pongal, Bihu, Onam, etc. That's called the harvest festival, and you know all people they celebrate uniquely in our India. So in India is known as the unity in diversities. Third one is known as the national festivals. Any festivals that celebrated by the all over the nation uniquely in a day is called as the national festivals. You know what are some examples of the national festivals? First, August 15th, we always celebrated as the Independence Day, because on 15 August 1947 our India got the independence from the British government. So that on that day is called also the national festivals. Second, 26 January, that's called as the Republic Day, because on the 26 January 1950 our India firstly saw its own constitutions. Third one is known as the Gandhi Jayanti, 2nd October, because Mahatma Gandhi was known as the father of the nations. Mahatma Gandhi, only for his struggle, now we got the independence. So this is known as the festivals of the Indian nations. Fourth, I want to give you the definition of the dance. After that, geographical features, languages, festivals. Now we are going to read the dance. Our India has also so many forms of the dance available here. In our India, the most national dance is called as the Bharatnatyam. That is the dance of the Tamil Nadu. Just like that, so many dance from the Odisha, Odissi, from the Andhra Pradesh, Kuchipudi, from the Manipur, Manipuri. Just like the so many dances form are introduced by the all over the state for its own styles. In this dance, culture, tradition, that show ourselves we are the part of the past times. So this is also the one of the diversity in India in our nations. After that, I want to show you, I want to give you the introductions about of the food. I know in a day we take the food. Every day we take the rice, some of the chapati, dal, so many vegetables we take. Just like that, food style is different from the one to another. Every state they always taking the so many style of the foods. From the beginning Sindh to last of that Kanyakumari, from the Rajasthan to Arunachal Pradesh, all over the state they have the different style of the food. So that, my dear all students, in this beginning of this class, diversity in India, that so the diverse nation is called the India. India is a vast nation only for its populations, only for its geographical conditions, only for its languages, so many religions, festivals, food, culture, traditions, morality, everything. After that, India has a democracy country. India has a democracy. It means India is called as a democratic country. You know, my dear students, what do you mean by the term democracy? Democracy is a form of government. People are accepted as the sovereign and elected their own representatives. The word democracy had divided into two parts, demos and the krasia. The word demos means people and the krasia means power. It means our India has the people power. If people think to construct a government, so they should be construct a government. If the people think to broken a government, so that there should be broken a government. So you know, in democracy also play the major role to show our unity. You know, whenever we got anything from the earth, unity is diversity. Unity is everything. The manpower so only for unity. Just like that, you know, if one of the pen, when we broke down that it broke easily. But you know, when large amount of sticks, large amount of pens, when we wanted to break down, we cannot be broke. That's called the unity in diversity. To maintain equality in our art. So my dear all students, this is the first online class of classes social studies, when today we learn about the history, about the geography, about our political science, about of their diversity in India, and from diversity in India, we also understand all about the things of the physical feature of the earth. Thank you.